How's everybody doing? It's been raining here all day long. All day long. I mean, all day long. And it's just misting, but it was raining hard. Anyway, so I in the past I had showed you guys one of my favorite glue books that I've made, my Asian glue book. And I was getting ready to start a new one, and so I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll just go on and show you the how it starts off, and then obviously you can turn it into any other kind of glue book, but the structure is really super super simple. It's just that after you've made it all kind of cool looking, you're hiding up how simple the construction is. So that's why I wanted to show you guys. Not a really big deal, but I figure, hey, why not? Um, yeah, Elaine, we're practically neighbors. What are you talking about? Yeah, and last night it was, I think it was like 42 last night, and today I don't even know what it's been, but it's been on the cooler side, maybe low 60s, maybe. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be 80. So, crazy weather, crazy weather. Missouri, yep, you're getting rain too. Uh-oh, Johnny has no sound. Hello, hello, hello. Everyone else does. They're responding to my rain comment, so it must be something wrong with Johnny. We'll just blame Johnny. I'll wait a couple of minutes till a few more people, because I'll have to repeat myself like 10 times how I started my book. You guys know how that goes. You know how that goes. I even have my heat on because between the cold and the dampness, ooh, it kind of gets to your bones. Gets to my bones anyway. So what I start off with to make this version is um I I get, it depends on the thickness of the book that I'm using. I basically just use book pages. And oh, I think Johnny found her speakers. She found her speakers. And excuse my hands. I've been doing all kinds of stuff today. This is sort of like my break from working. Depending on the thickness of your papers, I glue on these particular ones. They were a little bit thicker, so I sewed two together, and I did a whole bunch of those. And then I came back and I sewed two of those together. So I have two here, and with this one, it's thick enough. This was some kind of I don't know how many I did on here, maybe the same. This was more like a magazine, and it was a little thinner, but I guess I only did two there also. So I did the same thing with this one. I have two pages sewn together, and then I sewed those together, and that creates the pocket. And the reason on this original one that I did a pocket to begin with was because I wanted to store a lot of stuff that people had sent me, and art that they had created, and things that I've collected over a period of time. And so I wanted a place to put that because I like to look at the stuff that people, their personal art. And I just kept going to a bag. I had a bag with the stuff, and that's what I kept going to. And I thought, well, that's kind of impersonal, and I really like the art. They need a little home. So that's kind of sort of how this started. And so pretty much everything in here is stuff that people have either sent me or they personally made, and then I just came in and glued it into these pages, and then had a pocket for all these cute little Asian inspired things that, you know, had been sent to me. So that was the premise of that. Well, now I've got a whole bunch more stuff that I would love to kind of display, and so that I can look at it. And so I was starting a new one. So I thought, aha, let's do it together. So I had already sewed these, I don't know, must have been over, you know, a couple of weeks ago. I'd already sewn these all together. So I was getting ready to put the base color on the pages. And I was trying to figure out, do I want to do another red one, or do I want to go with a different color, even though I, you know, I really, really like how the red one turned out. So the other options for me anyway, personally, I would either go with black or gold or silver, but I don't think I'd go with another color other than red, because I don't think the other colors would necessarily complement the stuff I have. So that's my dilemma right now. What color of paint? And all I do when I put the paint on these is I do it with, you know, the credit card type thing. I just put it on here and I flop it on, and it dries super fast. We've done that together before. And by the time I've got, you know, these all done, the first one's dry, and I can turn it over and do the other side. So I guess I'm at the point of deciding what color I want to use. So that's where I'm at right now. Okay, what are you guys doing? Rosemary has left the building. Oh, it's me. You guys sure like to blame me for stuff. Yeah, that's right. If you don't hear the chimes, I'm still here. I do that. I do it on purpose. What I did when I hung those chimes, I mean, I'm not that tall to begin with, but I hung it kind of low because the chime itself is like 3 feet long. So I have these lights up on the ceiling, and I just hooked it onto the light, and the light was already a little bit lower. It's a couple of feet off of the ceiling. So I think the chime, you know, if I were to walk into it, it hits me right on the head, which suits me just fine because then I get to hear it. And the first couple of times my husband came in, he go, "What the heck is this doing here? Why don't you move it up?" I said, "No, because then I don't hear it. I like to, you know, whack it." And then when I had the workshops here, that's what everybody would do. They first time they'd run into it accidentally, and then after that it was, you know, always on purpose. So anyway, so does anybody have an opinion either way about maybe what we should do as far as the color? Brenda says, what about white with scratches like bark through the trim? Well, it's all going to pretty much get covered up anyway. You see what I'm saying? Most of it gets covered up. So I don't get all fancy with it. I just put a solid color. So I'm not going to do anything fancy. That'd be really pretty if you were going to expose the you know, the pages. That would look really pretty. But, you know, I'm going to cover it all up. Charcoal gray might look cool, huh? It might. Oh, before we start talking colors, I better go see what I have. We'll end up choosing the colors like, oops, except I don't have that color. All right, now for sure, you know, I've got the basic black. I say that as I'm looking for it. I was using it earlier. I have black, so I know for sure I have that. I have white, or I have gesso. That won't be a problem. I've got gold and copper. I didn't think about copper. Let me find the gray. Let me make sure I have some. I could always mix it up, I guess, right? But I'm too lazy to do that. That takes work. Let's see. Where would my gray be? Maybe it's over here if I have it. Well, who knows the last time I used it? I got to see if I can shake it up. I have those kinds of gray. That's kind of light. But I guess, you know. Oh, here's a darker one. Darker color. Let's see. Well, I think that's all I have in the gray department. I think. Let me see, where else would I have something like that? I kind of keep my colors kind of coordinated together, so I think that's it on that. And then I've got it's a different kind of totally different red. This is the crimson color. That's pretty. I love that color. We might go with red again, just a different shade of red. Let's see what else. That might be, what's this? Oh, that's brown. I don't want brown. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, a deep red. I don't know what that looks like. I forget. And I guess that's it. As far as the colors, although, I don't know if I have enough. Although with a lot of the Asian colors, this might look cool as a background. And I have some others I could use if I don't have enough. I have other shades that I can mix up and use, like the, you know, the bottom part of the bottles. I got plenty of those colors that I could mix up. So I think these are the only colors I'm willing to consider based on the final outcome that I'm looking for. These are almost the same. This looks like it's not mixed. I think this is going to give me problems, that one. We got two different reds and those. So, can you please recommend a good paint, peel, or watercolor pen for coloring books? You know, Kim, I can't. The reason I can't is I don't color any books. So I don't know what are the good pencils for, or markers or anything. That's one avenue I don't know anything about. Hey, what's going on? I'm sorry. I was over there getting paint. How can I read when I'm over there getting paint, people? You know, I can't even read when I'm here, let alone when I'm over there getting paint. Give me a break. Okay. Teal and blue, like the tab on the other book. Is this what we're talking about? Let me see if I have a color. I do like the teal. This is kind of bright. Even though it's called, oh no, it's not called teal. And never mind. Let me go see what I got. I know I've got lots in those shades because it's one of my favorite colors. So needless to say, I know I've got I got plenty to pick from. And if you don't believe me, These are my greens and blues that I like. I told you I have my light colors together. I may look disorganized, or I should say I may act disorganized, but I do have my color because I just buy cheapy craft paint, so I can afford to have a lot of colors. Okay, so if we go that way, which I'm kind of liking that idea, because I am partial to those colors, it would probably be more fun if we went with maybe darker ones like that, huh? Like if we don't have enough, we can mix. And if that gets a little too dark, it's getting a little too on the, not enough green in there. There we go. Ah. Ah. I know, Gina, right? I'm so deprived when it comes to these colors. Oh, blue mist. That might look kind of cool. You know what might look nice if we pick like maybe 4 different colors and we, do different pages, different colors, even though, in the same family. That would be cool. Nobody says they have to be identical because, like I say, most of it gets covered up anyway. And it'll have that little subtle difference. That might be kind of cool. I like that idea. I won't ask you guys if you like it or not, because even if you don't like it, I think I still might do it. So it really won't matter what you say. Okay, let's see. So those look kind of good in the family. And then I might have one that's bright like this. What do you guys think? Bottom right corner blue. Here or here? I can't choose, so I might have to use them all. That one's too bright. I think I like these. Nope, 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 and nope. And that's too bright. Well, maybe not. Well, you never know. We'll keep it there as an option. Well, this is called turquoise blue. Let's give us some options here. Ooh, Wedgwood. That doesn't look like Wedgwood. At least what I thought Wedgwood was. Oh well, what do I know? All right. So to not further confuse us, let's just isolate the colors that we think we might use. Okay. So now I got to see which ones are not so old that I can't mix them up. You know how that goes when some sit around for a while. No mixing, bring them back to life. Okay. I'm looking up now. If somebody has a question, I'm looking. Okay, that's mixed good. Susan can relax now. Okay, good. Your job is done. Your job is done. Ooh, I like that color. It's more on the gray side, but I like it. What is it called? Blue mist. Because, see, I see a page like that, and then I've got red and orange things on it. Wouldn't that be beautiful? I've got a lot of that stuff to put in there. Oh, now, see, this one looks hard as a rock. Oh, no, it just doesn't have any moisture in it. How come? Oh, that's better. Okay. That one mixed okay. Hey, Scotty. Ooh, that was watery. But that's okay. Yeah, Kim, those original Dylusions, they had a lot of issues with them. And it was just the design of the container was like very flawed. You can't have a big open mouthed, container and not expect things to dry, especially crafters, we have it open for such a long time. The air gets to it, and then there you go. It just contaminates all the paint as far as drying up. But I understand now they've put them in things like this because those are tried and true. These work. But, when you're trying to make something new, you want to present it, in a different way, which is good. But, if your different way dries up your paint, well, a lot of good that does. A lot of people returned those paints and didn't rebuy them. I never bought any because I heard so many bad things about them. Oops. That looks kind of nasty. Where is... Okay, that looks better. I got to show you something I got in the mail. I think this was yesterday. Look what it looked like. Does that look like it got ran over several times? Look at that. How many times did they run over this thing? Oh my goodness. Fortunately, stuff wasn't damaged. Unfortunately, it didn't come today. If it had come today, it'd have been, probably all wet plus run over. So anyway. Oh, that's good, Lucy. Most people were not very successful in keeping their paint moist. They all caked up. They looked like, they looked gross. So you're doing something right. We were doing something wrong. I had somebody that gave me a couple of them, and because they were all dry, I reconstituted them, but they didn't stay that way for very long. All right, so I'm just going to use this little thing. This little thing. It's got a little paint on it, but that's okay. So we'll just go down the line and use the colors at least once, each one, and see what happens. And hello, everybody that I haven't said by name, but you already know I don't, I'm not trying to be mean. And I might come back on this one. I came back around the edges with some metallic silver. So I may or may not do that with these. Depends what my mood is. But it'd probably look pretty cool if we put something on there, gold or silver or something. This one isn't as good as my credit card. I don't like. Where's my credit card? Okay, let's try this one again. Yeah, this is better. A lot better. Okay, throw that one down. Next color. What's going on, Scotty? How you doing? Found a house yet? Is yours up for sale yet? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. Uh-oh, which color was that one? Was that this one? I think so. Gina, what I did is I sewed 2 pages together, and then I took 2 of those and sewed those together. So a total of 4 pages of books. 2 here, 2 here, and then sewn together. Hi, Teresa. I'm looking up. Don't get jealous, people. Ooh, that was a lot there. Hey, Beth, what happened? How's it going? Did you guys know that Beth was super? Look at her. Okay. Hey, Ann, did you just get here? Look. Look. They ran over it with the truck like around 10 times before it got to me. Look at this. This is your envelope. They got here. The pictures are safe and sound, but I can't say so much for the actual envelope. And I was telling the girls, I'm really thankful that it came yesterday because today's been raining all day, which meant with all this tear, they'd have been like probably soaked when they got ran over, whoever ran them over. But fortunately, I don't know how. The stuff inside was fine. It was perfect. But looking at the envelope, I don't know how they survived. And thank you. They're all wonderful. They're going to be so cool to work with. And I don't think that happened like in my town. They're very conscientious. They're really good around here when it comes to the mail. So it must have been in transit somewhere, you know, fell off of somebody's cart and somebody was too lazy to pick it up until it had been run over several times. Hey, I had a 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, I had one delivery that I never got. It never got here. You know, I filed a thingamajigger with the post office. They said it was delivered. It was never delivered. I mean, it was a box. I don't misplace a box, especially now since, you know, my husband and I wipe everything down. I mean, there's no way a box goes missing. So, and it wasn't a gift. I paid for it. So that was even a little more disheartening. Right, Teresa? All the stories that envelope could tell. Oh, probably a few cuss words along the way, too. A few screams. Ah! Quit running me over! The dog ate it. See, that's one thing they can't blame on my dogs. We have a double fence, and so where the mailman puts packages, my dogs don't have access to. So if they ever try to use that story, because they can say, oh, isn't that the lady with all those dogs? Let's just say the dog ate it. No. Uh-oh, was this the one I just used? It looks like it, huh? Oh, I don't know. Oh, well. It won't matter when I'm done with it. Oh my goodness. A rat. That's a new one. I never heard that one before. Oh yeah, Donna, I've gotten those We're Sorry bags before too. I can't believe this stuff. And who knows, you know, sometimes things happen where the address is mutilated, so you never get it back, or the person never gets it. And oh my goodness, this isn't exactly it's not exactly in the color palette I was thinking. Came out more gray. I mean, it's a pretty color, it's just not pretty for what I'm doing. You never know. I'm not going to be judgmental. Let's just go with it. It may come out pretty. You never know. Okay, so we've used all the colors once, so let's go back again. And Oh, Jennifer, I'm so glad. I was starting to worry how long they were going to hold that for you. Excellent. Now, is that the one from before or just the one? I don't think you already got the one I just sent, did you? I don't think so. So you'll be getting another one pretty soon, I guess. I'm kind of confused when I sent the last one. All my mailings are starting to go into a blur. Okay, so let me see if any of these are actually dry. If not, I might have to start drying before we proceed. Where is my little dryer? Let me go find my drying tool. Okay, that's what I was thinking, Jennifer, because it's only been probably like about a week. So it's been taking, for packages anyway, about at least 3 to 4 weeks just to get to Canada. Seems like it takes less time to get to go overseas than just to go next door. I don't know what the scoop of that is, but it seems to be what's going on. All right, let me get some of these off the floor. Dry a couple of them at the same time. Uh-oh, Brooke's here. She's crabby. Do we dare ask why? She might tell us. Oh, she's out of sorts. Okay. You're entitled. You got a lot of things going on. See, these are already dry. Yeah, because it's such a thin layer, it dries really fast. That's why I like using the card. All right, let's get the other ones up here. Yeah, Brooke, the group helped me pick out. It was either blues, reds, because I already did one in red, which it wouldn't hurt my feelings to do another red one because I love doing anything Asian with red. But I think this is going to really highlight a lot of the papers I have and things that people have sent me. It's going to look really cool. Pretty dry. Okay, those are good. Yeah, I got a couple more. Oh, it's gonna have wheel marks. I just drove my chair over one. I guess I could I qualify for a job now at the post office. No, oh yeah, look, I was gonna say I didn't leave any marks. No, it didn't leave any marks, it tore it. See? Perfect for the post office. Excellent. Should take a picture of that if I ever need to apply. So those of you that just joined us, we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different colors of blues. They all have a slight variation to these colors. So now we'll be doing the flip side, and let's hope I remember. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but I don't want it to be the same color on the back and the front. So now comes the tricky part. See if this will be a test. Do you understand colors? Can you tell the difference in colors from the bottle from when they're, see, look, I don't know which one this is. Because see, none of those look like that. But I think this one's it. I think that one's that one, right? Close, I think so. So we won't pick that one. I'm just guessing. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Okay. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So this color is probably that one, right? I think so. So we don't want to pick that one. Oh yeah, she got body parts. I knew she'd like that. I knew that would be better received than the whole body. I mean, because anybody can have a whole body of something. But when you get parts, ugh. And dismantled, you know, nicely. Uh-oh. How come it almost looks like that? Oh, no, it doesn't. Never mind. Never mind, never mind, never mind. And this is what? I think it's this one again. Oh, see, they're all looking alike to me. I know for sure it's not that, so. Hey, Leslie. I know some people are coming out of the woodwork because I'm on early. I'm on when people are actually awake. What a novel concept. Oh, I had so much fun today. I was tearing apart, ripping actually, some vintage wallpaper to go with that, the blue pack for next month. I went rummaging through all my stuff. I said, oh my goodness, I have this really cool old wallpaper that would go perfect. Why am I hoarding it? So I was going crazy cutting that up. All right, that's too much like that one. All right, so this we can probably do with a dark one. We can do that. How did your stuff come out, Leslie? Only tell us if it came out nicely. Don't ruin my reputation. Lie to us if it came out bad. I can't remember the name of the artist. I was sent I think Kathleen sent it to me, an article about, you know, eco dyeing that was really pretty interesting. It's this lady, I can't remember her name, but she does fabric and paper, and she goes all over the world and does these classes. And so people, I can't remember which came first, if she discovered this or if when people from different places brought stuff with them. But I think it was when she went to different places because she tried the same technique. You know, places that she went, and the technique wasn't the same. I mean, it didn't, what am I trying to say? The outcome was not the same. It kept varying. So anyway, she realized, as I've told you guys before, that the water that you use has a lot to do with it, depending on the mineral content. It'll change. you and I can have, do this exact same plants, but if we do it with different water, it's going to look different. Well, in her process, she was using a lot of avocado dyeing, and she realized that everywhere she went, it did it differently. So she started this sort of like this journal, like where she would have the region, whatever country she was in, whatever city she was in, and then she would dye, paper and fabric and different things in the avocado dye, and show how in different parts of the world it looked different because the water was different. So it was just kind of re-emphasizing the point that I've tried to make, that which one? Well, it's not that one. That's light, so we'll do this one. That has a lot to do with, let's do this one. That it has a lot to do with, your local environment. So the soil content has a lot to do with it too, because obviously your plants are going to absorb that. So if you have a lot of acid in your soil, or if you have a lot of iron, it's going to print one way. Then you put together what's in your local water. And then if you're in an area where it's very polluted, and when it rains, that's going to change the water. So, but I thought it was pretty cool that she's fortunate enough to travel the world, so she could actually document, the difference that those environments make. I thought that was pretty cool. We might have to, in some other universe, be able to travel again. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be traveling anytime soon. But now here's a thought. Oh my goodness. What if, listen to this, ladies, those of you that eco dye, what if we got a plastic bottle of our local water and we all sent them to each other in a swap? And we see how our eco dye is different based on the water. How cool would that be? Half of you, no, 75% of you are going, huh? Maybe even 90% of you are going, huh? Yeah, but those of you that know what I'm talking about, you know it's a pretty cool idea, don't you? I know you do. What? Oh, no, is it buffering a lot, you guys? Or just, is everybody buffering? Yes, it would. I think it would be kind of an expensive swap. Well, no. Let's see. You don't have to do a big batch. Leslie, what I was saying is if we swapped water with each other, and that way we could have make our own little journal, like these leaves, this boil is from Toronto, this boil is from Sicily, and we can make up a story that we were there. I like making up stories. We could make up a story. It could be a whole really cool thing. I'm liking this idea already. And you guys, that even if you aren't into it, you might be into sending me some water. And I don't want it to be one of these phony things, like when you go to the store and it says you're getting water from the some kind of, mountainous region in Alpine, and it's really from Encino. I don't want the fake stuff. I want to see the postmark, where the water came from. Okay, let's put this over here. I don't want any of this, quick shuffle type of thing. Do I want any water besides where I am? I got to figure out how to do this now, because it can't be a big thing of water, because water's heavy, obviously. So let me think this through. I got to think about this. That would be fun. I'm liking this idea. How cool would that be? What's like 8 ounces? 8 ounces. Ooh, but overseas, 8 ounces is a lot. A lot of. I wonder how much this really weighs. This is volume. I wonder. I wonder what it weighs. Because you could get a, one, like a couple of pages you could do with 8 ounces. I mean, you can't do a stack of stuff, but you could do a couple of pages, especially if they were small pages and you did it in a small pot so the water went up. This is why I never get anything done. I get too many ideas and then I go off on a tangent in the other direction when I should be finishing one thing, and you know how that goes. You know how that goes. All right, so I kind of like that one too. Let's put a light one on that one. That was all too dark. Too dark. Let's put a light one. I don't know, Anne. That's something to think about. What if we? Oh, yeah. Freeze dried. Yeah, in that article, it talked about grinding up the avocado bits. Now, I know when I boil them, they fall apart. Because I was thinking, I need a sledgehammer to crack those puppies open. But if you boil it, at least mine, they crack open anyway. And then it'd be really easy to, get a sledgehammer and whack them. Let them dry again. Let them get dry, because then you'll already have a mixture, right, of the avocado stuff. What am I trying to say? You already have some dye base already made from the boiling, and then after you crack those, then you can get another one. You can see the difference in color, how it is with dry, because a lot of dyes, they take whatever it is they use and they dry it and pulverize it and turn it into a powder. So that makes perfect sense. I just never thought about it. Just never thought about it. Let me read this. What if you do a kit of paper and botanicals, so everyone starts with the same thing, but the water will be different? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. You don't need the water. You just send off the plants you want done all over the place and let them do all the work. I like that even better. That makes so much more sense. Why didn't I think of that? Here I was all concerned about the water, when mail it to the water. You don't need to mail the water to me. Brilliant. Brilliant. See, that's why I like to talk to you guys. You set me straight. Especially when I read what you guys say. That helps too. Okay. So we got that. Ooh, water's not on the list. Okay, now there's some places that you cannot send leaves to. I don't know where that is. I don't think that's interstate. I think within the United States we can send each other's leaves. I've looked into that, and I asked at the post office, and years ago it used to be that you couldn't do that. Now they don't even care. I don't understand how that changed. But you can send leaves wherever you want. Um, Now plants is another thing. Like whole plants, I guess, because I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even a guess to wonder why. But international, as far as the leaves, like if I were to send, like say I have a a pecan tree here. So let's just say that I got pecan leaves with some paper and sent it to 10 different people, around the country or around the world, and then let them boil it with their water and see what happens, right? Given the exact instructions, so they all do it the same, and then see what happens. But I'm not sure we can do that internationally. I know we can do it, here among the states, because I've already asked about that. Somebody that knows how to investigate needs to investigate if we can do that internationally. And then I'm sure every country's different, right? It doesn't matter if one country lets you. Oh, let's go with one more dark one. Oh, but that's already dark. That's okay. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Yeah, I know, Laura. It's almost time for your peonies or peonies or however they say it in Jersey. I have two plants. When I originally planted them, they were in, morning sun, where they should be. But since then, my trees have grown, and now they get no sun. And these puny little leaves pop up, but I don't get any buds anymore. Just the leaves, and then that's it. Bye bye. No more. So that's kind of sad. And I know if I move them, it takes about 3 years for them to bloom again, and I might kill the plants. So I just let them. I just let them grow. I leave them alone. Let nature be nature. Uh-oh. Elaine has some leaves ready to send. Uh-oh. What kind? What kind of leaves do you have? I like them all. I'm not picky. Well, I mean, I hope they print, but I'm not picky. Okay, time to dry. So how many of you guys already have all your grudge papers already ready to go for tomorrow? Huh? 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 Uh-oh. What's Lottie upset about now? Uh-oh. Okay, Jenny, better grunge tomorrow. Well, the stove does all the grunging. That's the fun part. You have to sit there for hours doing it. Stove does it. I've had several people contact me and say, I'll never do my papers any other way but grunge. They're loving how they're coming out. And especially for how little work it really takes. After you've done it once, you know, all the fear factor is gone, and, you know, how do I do this kind of thing is all gone. And it's super fast and super easy after you've done it one time. And what's cool is you can do it in any shade you want, whatever look you're going for. Oh, I wish I had eucalyptus leaves. We don't have any around here. And the ones that I got from the florist didn't work. There's so many different kinds, you know, and they don't all work. They don't all have the same amount of tannin in them. And so I wasted money on eucalyptus leaves. And so many of them look alike, but they're different, you know, they're different species, but they look very, very similar. And a lot of the people down in, I was talking to a friend of mine down in Australia. There's so many varieties, they don't even know the names of them. So it wasn't like they could give me the name and then I could try to order, you know, from the florist, because they're like weeds down there, giant weeds. So I've sort of given up on my eucalyptus because I've wasted too much money. Um, my connection in California moved. Dawn, she would send me some because they were by her house. And then, you know, she retired and she left California. So my connection was gone. And I don't know anybody else that lives close to eucalyptus trees. And even her, one time she sent me a batch. Oh man, they came out beautifully. And so then she sent me another batch and they did nothing. And I said, Dawn, did you get the second batch where you got the first batch? And she goes, no, how did you know? I said, because the second batch didn't do diddly squat. So that was a whole different species, I guess. Do they work in a, do they work? Yeah, I mean, if they work fresh, they work dry. Yep. But the ones I got were fresh. And so, you know. Okay, let's do the other one, the other backs. Oh yeah. Even the ones when I was doing my boil, my husband came in and he goes, "Oh, it smells so good." And I had been sitting there for an hour already and I forgot, what he was smelling. And I go, "Oh, that's eucalyptus." He goes, "Oh, it smells good." Usually he comes in and says, "What stinks?" Oh, well, any number of things in the pot stink. Oh no, Lucy, how funny, because a lot of people will do that on purpose to clear up their sinuses and oh, how strange. I've got 2 and 2, so a total of 4 are here creating a pocket. I'll show you guys in a second. Wow, it sounds like all the essential oils that are supposed to relax you make you sick. How sad. All right, 3 more to go. Okay, so I think they're all pretty dry. I don't want to put them too close together because if they're damp, they'll stick to each other. I guess that's not too bad because air is going to all get glued on top of anyway. So now I have to decide if I want some gold or some silver or something on the edge like I did the other one. Just want to make sure there isn't like some real wet spots. Oh, good. Okay, so let me get these out of the way or else I'm going to get stuck in a corner. All this stuff around me. for those of you that didn't see the beginning, these are 2 pages, book pages sewn together, and another 2 sewn together, and then sewn on 3 sides to create a pocket on the top, which is the way I made this journal. So what we're doing right now is we're making the pages for a journal similar to this. This is isn't as wide as this one, so it'll be a little bit more narrow. And then these are the pockets that I put stuff in. Now on this one, what I did is I also sewed the top, because afterwards I realized that there was a lot of you know, stress being put on the top up here. And I haven't torn it or anything, but it's real simple. I mean, real easy for it to tear. So I would suggest that you sew around all the tops first, and then sew these together here so that it's reinforced. So anyway, on this one, I put silver on the edges of all these pages. So I was just wondering, because this was a lot narrower, I didn't leave a big space like I did here. This I left enough where when I painted it, it, you know, curled up and looked kind of cool. Here, I don't think it's going to do that, but I still want to put something on the edge. So I have to decide if that's going to be like a silver or a gold or a bronze or what. Yeah, the or what. So with this color of blue, I don't know. What do you guys think? Blue Moon. Who's singing Blue Moon? Okay, we have one silver. Oh, I saw you standing alone. That's an old song. I mean, old song, isn't it? Originally? I don't know if somebody else has done it, but I like old music. One thing I like to do, except for you know, art stuff, I hardly ever watch YouTube for anything except art stuff. The only other thing I enjoy watching, I was just telling my husband this the other night, is I like to watch reaction videos to music. And these are people that are in their 20s and 30s that have never heard of artists, you know, like some of them even like from the 80s, they've never heard of them, right? Let alone from 30s, 40s, 50s. And it's really cool to see their reaction to music. It's really what's the word I'm trying to think? It's I can't even think of what I want to say. But they're like so innocent, you know, because it's the first time they've ever heard these artists. I mean, and the other day I saw one, and it's this guy who had never seen Prince before perform. He said he knew the name, but he had never seen him perform. Now, anyone of a certain age, you know, if you don't know who Prince is, it's like, you know, what hole did you come out of? But anyway, so it's really fun. And this guy that was watching him, like I say, it's very innocent, the things that they're saying while they're observing the video. And so he starts off singing. He goes, "Oh, you know, he has that okay voice." He started off slow. It was Purple Rain. You have Purple Rain starts off slow, right? And so he's going, "Oh, okay, okay, okay," you know. And then, you know, then he gets going a little bit more where he's got his growls in there and go, "Oh, okay." And then he comes out with the guitar. And then his so innocent comment is, "Oh, he can play the guitar." And I'm like, "Oh my God." You know, so so you're sitting there listening to these people discover people that you already know. And I find it a lot of fun. I think it's very endearing. to watch people be exposed to something new and see their visceral reaction to stuff. I enjoy it. Anyway, I digress, as I always do. So, did we decide on what we're going to go around the edges or not? I see rose gold. I don't have any rose gold. Oh yeah, that's true. Well, he changed it back. He did. So you're still, you're back in the, 2000s. 2000, like before 2010. All right, so let's see. We've got some copper, and I've got gold, and I've got silver. Let me go see. I think I know I have to have silver. How can I not have silver? Where are my metallics? Okay. Let me get my metallics. And just so you know, we have a few to choose from. Those are metallics. I told you I was halfway organized. Now, some of them are almost empty and some of them have enough. But so I do have a silver. But I also do have some like cool blues, that go with the color that we're playing with. Hey, Jean. Oh, Jennifer's got to go, she's got to recharge herself. Copper, silver. Thanks for coming by, Deb. Huh. What's that? Oh, that's a gold, but it's been sitting there forever. It's just all gooky. This is a champagne. I guess that's like half silver, half gold, huh? Ooh, metallic chocolate. I don't think it goes with that, but isn't that cool? Uh-oh. Well, this isn't rose, but it kind of sort of almost, almost kind of looks like it. This is called mink pearl. It's metallic. Jennifer, they might have some plugins for you. You just never know. Well, I could go crazy and do it with berry. or I could whoops. Oops. That was a big oops. Maybe it would look cool, but color shift. See, you never know what'll look good. And when you do the color shift, nah, that one doesn't work. It looks kind of cool on the blue. Who's talking about food? Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna have to go get a cracker now. Yeah, how about brown cracker? Okay, let's put a little gold, a little copper, and see what happens. Fried hams and egg. What is going on with you guys? Whoops. I don't think this has been opened. Oh, yeah, it is. Hey, Sue. Okay, I totally don't know which one I like. I got one vote for copper. Silver kind of blends in. Strawberry butter bread. What? Ooh, look at that. That's kind of cool. I guess everybody wants copper. Excuse me for, like, putting all the options out there. All right already. Jeez. Okay, let me put this back. Don't get all crabby now. Slopper jean. What? A mix of copper and silver. Wait a minute. I told you this was pretty. But no. Hurry up. Copper. I think that one's pretty. Copper. So let's see what it looks mixed up. I don't know if that'll work, but we can look. Uh-oh. Which one was that one? Oh, it's this one. Oh. No. Now I don't know which one that one was. It wasn't that. Hey. Oh, is it this one? The mink? I don't even know which one that one was now. I don't see anything that looks like it. So it really changes when it gets on the, I think it's this one. I think. Is it? Jeez, I don't even know. No, that's not it. That's not it. How can I lose it in 2 seconds? Yeah, I do have a chocolate one. Chocolate one's really cool too. Well, they all are, you know. I gotta shake it up. It's all ooh, look. That's cool. Okay, forget it. Sorry I asked you guys because I think I like this one. Yeah, this is like between copper and bronze and gold and everything all mixed into one. I like it. But I'm still kind of curious. What was this one? Do you remember what I called it? Let me see. Did you guys say what it was? Just out of champagne. Okay, just out of. Let me find where's the champagne one. Mink pearl. No. I must have put it somewhere else. I don't see a champagne one here at all, or do I? Oh, here it is. It didn't even look like it. Anyway, so there it is. That one's cool too. Maybe we'll leave it in case you want an accent color. Because these two seem like the winner so far. Okay, let's just do that. Or else we'll be all night trying to figure it out. Now, I wonder if I should use a brush or my finger. Do I want to get it in there too? See, I didn't leave a big gap like I did on the other one. On the other one, I did all the pages so it would get, you know, kind of roughly and crinkly and all that good stuff. Let me think about that. Let me go get a little brush in case I decide to do that. I'm gonna get a brush that's a mess. It doesn't matter if I start putting stuff inside. smashing it all up. This thing is really thick. I'm trying to get the moisture. Oh, now I can hear it. It's mixing. Finally. Oh, but it's still, whoa! Yeah. You can see I don't use these enough. Oh, this thing's hard as a rock on top. Are you sure we use this one? I can't even get any out. I don't know, guys. Well, if we did, I don't know how it came out. This one is the champagne, and this one is chocolate metallic. So we'll just go with some of the chocolate metallic and see what happens. Oh, it looks kind of dark. It looks different on here than on there. How come? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. How is this? Wait a minute. Okay. Did I do? I am really confusing myself, you guys. How can I get so confused when I've got everything in one little container? That's what amazes me. Despite the fact of trying to be organized, I can still mess myself up in 2 steps. Uh-oh. And here's this one. The champagne that I put aside. It's a different champagne. Look. Oh, oh dear. I'm really messed up. That's too dark. I don't want that. I want that, and I don't know what it is. Does anybody remember? Chocolate. Well, this is chocolate, but this is chocolate, and this is what I want. So, it's not chocolate. And people wonder why it takes so long to get something done. It's because when you mess up like I do and not even know what you used. No, it's not that. See, it's too dark. And it's not these. These are even. These is. Okay. Let's take a deep breath, Rosemary. What did you do? But I didn't mix this. I didn't mix the two. And it's really dark. See? This is how it came out of the bottle. And that is no way, shape, form that color. So that's my dilemma. And that right there is the chocolate one. Chocolate. Whoops. Chocolate. Where'd the chocolate go? Chocolate. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. I messed up. Don't ask me what that is. I don't even know what I poured it from. But it's either rich espresso Here's two rich espressos. Maybe that's what it is, but even those are different colors. I have no idea what I just did. I have no idea at all. I'm not even going to try and figure it out. Now, wait a minute. That's the same color. Look, I'm not going crazy. You saw me take that out of there right now, right? It's the same as that one. See? What? You saw that, right? What it is that this, it's just that it's not mixed up right, I think. I don't know. And see? Look, I just squirted that out of there. And it's that color. And I just touched this with my finger, and it's a different color. That's what's messing with my head. So what's happening, I can see what's happening. If you look deep inside there, it's very dark. And so when I squirt it, that's what comes out, what's in the center. And then this is like the residue of the mica that's lifted up. So neither one of these two colors is the real color, if you know what I'm saying. They've separated. So if I put a stick in there and stir it, we'll find out what the real color is, and we still may not like it, but let's do it anyway. See, look, that dark is what was coming out. That's what was messing me up. So let's stir this all up and see what happens. It may or may not be the color we want. And you thought I was going crazy. Yeah, well, the real color, please stand up. See, this is how you can do magic tricks. I think this is going to be too dark. Exactly. They were lonely and they changed colors on me. See, this is too dark. See? It's more like what got painted out here. Oh, it's even darker now that it's mixed. Now it really does look like chocolate. Oh my gosh, what a mess. Okay, let's see. I need something to clean this up with. Okay. Just when you think you're crazy. I mean, I still might be crazy, but not crazy because of this. Alrighty, so we're not using that straight because I don't like it. So now what are we going to do? Oh, and that's all dark already. Oh dear. Don't tell me you got to start all over. Let's see. Let's see what it does with the champagne. We've already got a mess. Let's just go for a big mess. Well, it's getting closer to what that color was. It's not as intense, but it's not as dark as that other one was, that's for sure. Could I combine silver, gold, and red paint? Oh gosh. Now you're asking for trouble. I think mixing colors is way beyond my expertise. Oops, that was full of that other stuff though. Ooh. What would have if I put some of that in there? What? See, Pueblo takes care of me. I mean, because I'm ready to throw this away anyway. Come on. Come on, Miss Gobbler. It doesn't look half bad. Do I have? No, I did. I have like very, very little. It's one of my favorite colors. Let me go see how much I have of that. But let's keep these even in case we end up liking it. You know what happens? You end up liking something, then you go, oh, what did I do? How did I do that? So let's make these even, and then we'll add. We'll see if we have any Aztec gold. Let me mix these, and then I'll go. Then I'll go on the hunt. And then what usually happens is after you've wasted like an hour of mixing colors, and then you find a color you like, and then you end up having a bottle full of that color. You know that happens. You know that's what's going to happen. Oh yeah, I've got that. Let's see. I think the Aztec gold, that's not a metallic, right? I mean, it is, but not under. Oh, no, I don't have any. See, I knew I ran out. I don't have any of that. The only, gold I have is yellow gold, splendid gold, and glorious gold. These are the golds I have. Let's add some of the bright gold because we can. Here we go. See, all of these really seem way too dark still. Isn't that weird? That chocolate was dark. That's all I can say. It's still really dark, guys. Pink. Hey. Pink. Here we go. Hey, I'm not shy about color. I just didn't want it to be dark. Uh-oh, I think you guys are getting your rose gold here. Yeah, mauve gold. Oh, well, this is what you guys get, no matter what you meant. I think we need to add, oh, that's as hard as a rock. I can't even use that. I need to lighten this up a little bit. Hey, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We toss it out, right? Right. No big deal. You never know until you try something. Okay, so if I want to lighten that up a little bit, pearl white. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? It just gets light, right? And this is too dark anyway. I'm going to end up having a whole bottle as soon as I get this done here. Whoa. I know. I'm ready for champagne too. I don't like champagne. I forgot. Champagne gives me a headache. Well, then I don't like it. It's too sweet, I think, or something. Well, it can't be that because I drink sweeter things. There's something in champagne. My husband explained it to me once. It's the tannin. It's what they do to the tannin and the the process. Okay, let's see what it looks like on paper. It's probably not going to look any different than what we got there. Not that much difference after all of that. I don't know. Let's do one full page and let's see what happens. Let's see what we think. like I say, it's just an accent. You know, after you put all the other stuff, you hardly even notice that it's there. Right now we notice it because it's the only thing we're seeing. What do we say? Glorious gold. What? Huh? Who? Glorious gold. Did I have that? It's not even open. I didn't put any in there, if that's what you're asking. Oh, where's my scissors? Where's my scissors? Let's see what this looks like over it. Maybe just like in little areas to highlight a little bit of gold here and there. Oh, that looks kind of nice. Doesn't have to be everywhere. I kind of like it that way. Kind of a little blotchy all over the place. What do you guys think? Remember, you're not even going to see this. Because look. You don't even see the silver, hardly, right? And that's a big gap. And this really having a little bit. So I'm not going to worry about it. Let's use it. It's a good lesson in use what you got. Use what you got. We'll just go back and forth. Some of this and some of the gold. And we're going to call it a day. Or a night, whatever this is. What time is it already? Oh my gosh. Okay. And remember, when it comes to my journals anyway, you may be different. Precision is not part of my vocabulary. Tidy is not in my vocabulary. The messier, the better. And I don't even call it messy. I call it having character. Okay, one done. You got to make up for all the wasted time. And if you want your pages to curl up like the other one is, make sure that you get pages big enough that you have a bigger gap, at least like a 1/2 inch. And that way when these get wet and they dry, they'll curl up a little bit. These are so short, I don't think they're going to really, and they're not going to be any much curling action, I don't think. And I got in between all the pages when I did the silver, and that helps it curl also. But this is so short, I'm not even going to bother because I don't think I can get in there. I'll just be wasting time again on something that really doesn't, you know, doesn't really show for all of its bother. I did another another bunch of Grinchy papers yesterday because I wanted to have, you know, some extras to play with. And they came out really cool. I used pretty much the same colors that we dealt with the other day when I did the tutorial. So they would, you know, go with the same journal. But it changes a little bit, you know. Who's going? Who's good night? Who are we saying good night to? Oh, Liz, are you going to bed? Oh yeah, it's later where she is. Okay, I hope to see you tomorrow if you can come. 7 Central my time. Yeah, I almost didn't go on tonight because I go, oh man, we're going to go on tomorrow night. You guys going to get tired of me. But I figure, hey, all you got to do is turn me off, right? But I figure you guys like to watch me make mistakes, so I'm good at that. Whoop, did I do the backside? Oh. Now I was playing around today with the with my shellac. You can see it's still all over my fingers. I'm working on the covers for those Encaustic Asian journals I've been dragging about making forever. They should be done probably by tomorrow. I've just been doing it slowly. Sometimes I just go through and whip them all out. And then other times I just drag it out forever. I'll wait days, weeks to work on it because I just kind of lost interest or something. And then I have to kind of like get excited about it again. And then I go back to it. Was this the one we used? Uh-oh. Was this one? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, this one. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. How sweet. My old doggy. He is so funny. I don't know if he did this on purpose or it was by accident, but it started raining. I don't know, just drizzling early last night. So we took him out and he went to the bathroom. And as you know, he has his issues. And um, so he went to bed and he normally, you know, after we get to bed, he almost, it's like clockwork. He usually starts moaning and growing around 4 hours after we've taken him out. I guess that's about as long as his bladder can control itself, and it's like, oh, I gotta go. So I figured, oh dear, well, you know, in the middle of the night, I'm gonna have to get up in the rain. So I had all my rain stuff ready. And I hear him, okay, almost like clockwork. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I am not a morning person. And, he's making his sounds, his Scooby-Doo sounds, talking to me. And so I drag myself out over because he sleeps in the living room on his pillows. So I drag myself over there and I turn the light on. I go, "What are you doing?" Well, I swear he's smart. He got off of his pillow. We have hardwood floors. And we have an area rug, a Persian, not real Persian, but the fake Persian rugs. They're in the middle of this area, and his pillow is right in the middle of that because he loses his footing if he stands up directly on the wood because it slips because of his nails and things like that. Well, anyway, so it's easier for him if he can get up to get up on the carpet. All right, so I get up, and where is he? He is off his pillow, off the rug, laying down on the wood, and he had peed on the wood. All right? Not on his pillow and not on the carpet. So I go over there and I clean it all up and I clean him all up. And then I, get him all harnessed up to pick him up, to get him up. And I get him up and he pulls to get back on the pillow. He does not want to go out. He knows it's raining. He's already taken care of business. Did not mess up his pillow. Did not mess up the carpet. And he's all ready to go back on his pillow. So, okay. Picked him up, threw him on his pillow, all 100 pounds of him. He looked at me. He put his head down all nice and cozy on the pillow. And that was the end of that. So neither one of us had to go out in the rain. Was that planned or was that planned? You be the judge. So I said, hey, that's okay with me. It's easy to clean up with the wood. And neither one of us had to go out in that. And it was blowing out there too. It wasn't like just sprinkling. It was one of those, no matter what you do, you're going to get all wet. And see, I have those the big pads like people put on their mattresses, I have a big pad on his bedding, on his big pillow he's got. And then on top of the padding, then I have some old towels, and so I put the old towel on top of the what you call it. And so sometimes only the towels get wet, so I just I have a whole bunch that I just circulate and I wash all the stuff, and so his the mattress part, his pillow never gets wet or anything. But still, if he does have an accident, he'll wake me up, even if it's just like a little tiny like what, this big of urine or something. He does not like to be on his pillow or on anything when it's wet. And he'll fuss. I have to go over there and feel like I'm in an old folks home trying to get him, undo his bedding without totally removing him. It's hysterical. It's hysterical. But he's very fussy. He wants to stay clean. That's why I think it's no mistake that he got off of the bed and off of the rug to have an accident. At 4 o'clock in the morning, how can all that be an accident? Where was he going? The guy can't even get up and walk. He like rolled himself or scooted himself, or I don't know what he did, because he can't get up unless I help him. Crazy dog. And then he acts all satisfied when he's back up on his pillow. Yeah, I know some of my friends, because nobody gets to come over anymore. Some of my friends, when they talk to me, they're afraid to ask me about Junior because they think, oh my gosh, he might be dead by now. So sometimes instead of asking for him specifically, they'll just say, how are your dogs? Because we have 4 of them, right? They're all fine. Oh, good, good, good. Because I had one dog that lived for almost 23 years, 22 and a half years. And when he was like about maybe 15 or so, people were worrying, you know, how's your dog? How's Petey? Oh, he's fine. He's fine. And after by the time he was like, 17, 18, I guess everybody just thought he was never going to die, because they just figured, oh, Petey must be fine. And he was hardly ever sick. He got sick maybe around 3 weeks before he died. Other than, I mean, he got cataracts and things like that, but nothing that slowed him down, as far as enjoying life. Yeah, Kathy, it's already like that. It's like I told my husband, oh gosh, I don't know if it's like taking care of a child or taking care of a super, super duper old relative. I said, well, as long as he doesn't bite me, I know he doesn't have Alzheimer's, he'll be okay. Oh, Kathleen, we were talking about, I don't know if you were here. We were talking about maybe doing a swap of water for eco printing to see how it looked different and start our own little journal. And then the ladies are saying, well, instead of swapping the water because it's expensive to mail water, then we thought, oh well, we'll just send the paper and the plant, the same paper and the same plant to people and have them do it in their water, and mail, maybe do 2 pages, then keep one and mail it back to the original owner, and then we could start our journal of our test of waters around the world. That would be cool. Ow, ow, ow. My leg. I'm getting tired of sitting in that position. Hey, we could do that. That would be cool. Okay, this is like watching paint dry, right? Well, at least you guys can talk to each other. I always wonder, oh, this is so boring for you guys just to watch, do all these pages. Yeah, well, everybody doesn't have a Vegemite miter thingamajigger like you do. All I have is a sledgehammer. Bang. I thought it'd be cool to see it. See, because what I was thinking was something that I have that I could send to everybody. I have a pecan tree, and the pecan trees really print really nice. And it'd be interesting to see what the different waters do, because I already know, because I had sent some to somebody else, and the print, did come out quite different. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to do that kind of experiment. Oh yeah, Susan, you haven't said that much about your dog. Does that mean he's getting into trouble? Or she? I forgot. She, he, can't remember. That puppy stage. One more left, guys. Well, that's what we were talking about, Jennifer. I'm assuming you can. I mean, yes, you can, but it weighs too much. Like if we want to do something international, water's heavy. So it's easier to send the paper and the plant than it is to send the water. Now, in the springtime, what I usually do is I go to the different garden centers and stuff, and some of the guys already know me, and they let me clip back, the dead plants, the dead flowers, and I use all those for my printing and stuff. But I'm not going to be running around out there just to get some dead plants. Oh, it was the last one. Hello. You could put this in some water. So I was over at the grocery store a couple days ago, and I went around the parking lot picking these up. And I know the people thought, what is that lady doing? Now, if I saw these anywhere, I would go pick them up. Needless to say, I'm going to be going back to that parking lot. Looking for some more. I went the other direction, Miss Popo. Now, is that yummy or what? Now, what is that? What is it? I'm asking you guys. I know what they are, but you're supposed to guess. You got several clues. See? The people guessed, and they guessed it right away. Porcupine. Yep, you guys got it right. These are pine cones. In them in the parking lot, so they just get driven over. And this is what a pine cone looks like. Twice ran over. Isn't that cool? So I figured this would look really good in some kind of I don't know. Maybe when I do my nature ones, my encaustic covers that I do, this would look cool encased in. I think that would really look cool. Or even just the pieces parts, taking parts off of it. Because these look cool too. Put in there with some dried flowers, or I don't know, there's a lot of possibilities. My gloves. See, I had these gloves in the car. My disposable gloves. So I was using my disposable gloves out there, picking them up, sticking them in there. The first time I'd seen them run over in that parking lot. Sometimes I see them, but they're out in the road or something. It isn't like you can stop. But this was really, in an area where a lot of people don't park. So it was relatively safe to go pick them all up. All right. So, pine cone lesson. So these are done. I don't know if they're dry, but they're ready for the next stage. Let's put it that way. Man, the colors sure look different on a monitor than live. That's for sure. This is a lot greener than it looks. It's a lot more green in this blue. So next time we meet, we'll start, what I do normally when I make these kind, I will put whatever I'm going to glue, I do all the pages first, and then I will put them together. But you can put them together now and then kind of have your pages coordinated. Maybe we'll do that. I like doing things different from what I normally do. Maybe we'll put the pages together. And with this one, all I did, it's just a hole. I just punched a hole with a regular hole punch. And because you do it on the other side of the sewing, there's no tearing. I mean, I've looked through this hundreds of times. I've had students come over and they're looking through it. And because, like I say, it's sewed, There's, you don't have to worry about it tearing or anything because it's just paper. You don't have to put a reinforcer or anything because that sewing basically is your reinforcer. So, maybe we should pick a color. I don't know what color stuff I have of what we'll put as the, to put them together. Let's put the top to the top first of all. Let's do that. I guess they all are right already. Nope, that's the top here. Good night. Okay, so I think a red or an orange would look pretty as the ties. What do you guys think? Any opinion? See, you can't put that together. Those are almost the same. You got to space out the colors too, so they aren't all the dark ones are together. Yeah, I think red or orange, huh, guys? I think so. Let me go see what I have back there. I mean, I'm sure I've got it. I just got to make sure that it's something I can grip. Well, I've got this. What's cool about this, it's red on one side and orange on the other. That would look pretty cool. Right? Best of both worlds. That one. I have this this orange silk. This rips really good. And then I've got this blouse I got for 50 cents at a shop, and that is red. It's a deeper red. It looks a little orangey on the monitor. It's a red, real red. So I think I'm kind of sort of liking this one because when you tie it, you're going to get both colors, Oh yeah, I could do that, huh? It doesn't have to be all the same color. The red and the orange. Yeah, you can see there is a difference. Although the difference you see here, it's not the real colors. There is that subtle difference, but it's different. So let me put the silk back so it doesn't get any paint on it. This was not cheap silk. Oh, and I have, oh, wait a minute. And I also have this brocade. It looks a little orangey, but it's red. And then I have some brocade that color. And then I've got some black that has some blue and red in it. Yeah, just to add to the confusion. Just to add to the confusion. Uh-oh, we like all three. Oh, dear. Well, this is too close to the color, so I think I will eliminate that one. Because we want it to stand out. And we're only going to be using, let's see, how big were these strips? The strips are only like about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. So the likelihood of catching any of these colors, although just the plain black does look pretty because that's what I did on this one. It's black. Obviously, it really, you know, looks cool. And of course the red, you get both sides, so that's kind of cool too, and it'll show everything because the red is everywhere. And then of course we have these. Yeah, we only have gonna have 3 holes. So use the dark. When you say the dark, what? The dark what? And what's good about the reason I enjoy this and doing this, you know, type of journal is if you end up wanting to add, you know, pages, well, all you have to do is untie this and you add some more. This can get as big as thick as you want. You know, theoretically, I could be inserting all of these inside. Oh, wait a minute. Guys, hold everything. I love talking out loud. How cool would that be? Because the red in this is so complementary. What if who says I need a whole new book? Who says that? I don't remember saying that. Did you say that? I don't remember saying that. I don't even remember it being discussed. What do you guys think? This looks a little too dark for me, even though that's light. Don't want that next to that one because that was too close. What do you guys think? Good night, Gina. Thank you for coming. I think it'll be cool. What do you guys think? And that way, instead of me having to look through various books, I'm just looking through the one. And it's kind of cool that it's inset a little bit, you know? I'm really liking the idea. And because these may not be long enough anymore, or maybe they are, but if they aren't, then all we have to do is change with a new ribbon. Let's start it and see what happens. Let's just go for this. I think these will still be long enough. The bow will just be smaller, which is okay. And how apropos that this is the same color as the pages. Hello, it looks like it was meant to be. Okay, so all I got to do is take one and start and just punch the holes on all of them. Line one up, kind of sort of like that. Let me get a pencil. And let me get my little handy dandy hole puncher. Oops. It's kind of thick. Those things are boomerang. I don't know where they're going. All right, so how are we going to do this so I don't get things all out of order? Let's what am I doing? I'm doing something wrong already. Wait, what am I doing? Yeah. I was thinking backwards. As usual. No, I'm doing it wrong again. I know you're all screaming at me right now. Okay, forget that because I'm going to do it wrong no matter what I do. I'm going to waste a lot of time trying to figure it out. So let's just stack them the way I want them, and then I'll run it all through at the same time. Right? Right. And one of these I'm going to use as the pattern so I don't have to keep doing this dumb thing every time because I don't want to be cutting those bigger every time. So let me cut one of the ones I'm not using. And that'll be my pattern. You know how when you know you're doing something wrong, but you have no idea what it is? But intuitively, you know, uh-oh, what am I doing? That's what was going on. Oh, ow, can't do that because it's not perfect. Okay, I know this is boring for you guys. If you guys got to go, I understand. You guys go. And hopefully I will see you tomorrow. For playtime. Okay, that'll go there. Look at that kitty. How cute. How cute is that kitty cat? I made this soup for supper. Those of you that are around a lot, you know it's really hard for me to cook for my husband and make something that's not as boring as the night before. So we like Asian flavors a lot, you know, and so I have a lot of Asian spices and chilies and all that kind of good stuff. So, and he can eat lots of cabbage, all the cabbage he wants. So I thought, well, let me make some kind of Asian inspired soup. And so I made it with some curry and some coconut milk and ginger and some chili paste, some cilantro, and what else? Can't remember what else. And then I had some tofu, so I cubed that up and sauteed all that with all the stuff I just mentioned. Oops, forgot, can't do that. And then shredded up the cabbage, threw it in, and then cooked that for like about, well, until the cabbage was tender. It was like 20 minutes or so. Yum, yum, and double yum. If you like Asian food and you like cabbage, that came out so yummy. It tastes like his sugar should have skyrocketed. But it didn't. Whoops, that's upside down. But it didn't. So, yay! Oh, and I threw in, what are the name of those noodles? It's the noodles that are made from a vegetable. It's Asian also. It skips me right now what the name of that. What the name of that is. And so I put some of those noodles in there. So it was tasty. And it's strange too about he can't, if he gets if he puts milk in his coffee or half and half in his coffee, his sugar skyrockets. But if he puts whipping cream in there, the milk, the cream to make whipped cream, the whipping cream, not whipped cream, whipping, you know what I mean, the liquid form. Anyway, it doesn't do anything to his sugar. So that's what he puts in his coffee. So now, first of all, my husband has a very unusual sense of humor. He's from New York City. Okay, born and raised. So you get a picture already. So you put Joe Pesci and Columbo together, and that's my husband's personality. And so now what he does in the morning. Oh, and he likes his coffee really, really strong and everything. And so we had an espresso machine, a real one. He, whatever reason, he just didn't like it. It didn't like do what it was supposed to do and all this stuff. So I remember seeing in some old movies, because wasn't raised around making your own espresso and stuff like that. We didn't do that. But I remember seeing in old movies there are little espresso things that you literally put on the stove. I mean, they're small, real small, and it makes like 1 cup, I guess. And you boil it on the stove. Okay, so one time I was at some secondhand store and I saw one. I go, oh my gosh, that's what I saw in the movies. so I grabbed it and took it home and I said, can you make your espresso with this? And he goes, well, yeah, that's an espresso machine, the real kind. I go, oh, cool, So anyway, so now he makes his own coffee in the morning with his little old-fashioned espresso machine on the stove, right? And so once we figured out that the whipped cream does not make his sugar go up, right? So now what he does, he makes his cup of espresso on, the old-fashioned thing, and then he puts it like in a bigger cup, and then he gets his cream, this whipping cream, before he puts it in his in his coffee. He shakes it up in the container, and then he puts it in there, and now it looks like he's got a cappuccino. And he goes, who knew? so now he says, I look like one of those old guys, those old Italian guys that he used to see in New York City that made this big deal about making their coffee just right, He says, oh my gosh, I see myself in those people now. And he starts imitating, these old guys that he used to watch when he was a kid. So that's his big adventure in the morning. Oh my goodness. And that's his big adventure. So here we go. Now, I think I got, you know how I get it after so many hours of this, my eyes get so dry. So now we might as well just put these back in here, right? Right? And what would be the best way to do that? Frontwards, backwards, from the back to the front? My brain is not working. Well, anything front, back, forward, sideways in my dyslexia, I don't think right. So I think this is the way to go, right? Right? I think so. Yeah, from the back to the front. I think. Well, if it isn't, that's what we're doing. It seems backwards because it is, but this is what we're gonna do. It's what makes sense to me right now, and I don't want to think about it for too long. And then what I thought was super cool, it was like maybe a couple of years ago, when it was the same year. Those of you that saw that book that I showed you the other night with all or the other day, whenever it was, that like a catalog of all those men's suits from 1906 or something like that. And at the same time I found that, I found a Pyrex percolator, the same kind that my grandmother used to have on her stove. And I had to have it because obviously, it reminded me of when I used to stay with my grandmother. I mean, she used that until the day that she died. She never bought a regular percolator. She always used that one. And so I bought one of those. So I have one of those too at the same time that I got that book. So now he's got his old-fashioned espresso maker. And I've got the old percolator. Except my percolator doesn't have the basket where you put the grounds in. So I have to hunt for that. And then I could actually make the coffee. So he could be making his old-fashioned, and I could be making my old-fashioned. Exactly. We get sucked into new stuff when we don't have to have it. She didn't get sucked into none of that stuff. It was forever that she went till she bought a regular washer. I mean, I'm talking about, this was not like in the in the olden, I mean, old days. This was like in the 70s or something. 80s. No, 80s. What am I talking about? It had to been like in the 80s. Anyway, she still did her washing in a machine that you had to go through rollers to wring them out. It washed and it just left them wet. I don't even remember how it worked. And then it had a wringer, and she would have to wring the clothes through there instead of a spin dry cycle, and then you would hang them out. And I remember I was scared to death of that thing when I was a kid, because man, if you don't get your finger out of the way, you get a flat finger, it goes right in with the clothes. That was a dangerous thing. I still remember that. It's like, wow. And I remember that my uncle, and it wasn't that she didn't have the money to buy it, she didn't want one. And I remember that my uncle bought her a regular washer, and for the longest time it just sat there. I don't know if she was being stubborn or she was just being sentimental. I don't know what, but she didn't want to use it. And then finally, one day she used a regular washer, and that was it. No more hand cranking for her, or for me. She made me do it when I was a kid. So she liked to, I guess for her day, she was into vintage, She wouldn't give up her rotary phone for the longest time. She had a yellow one hanging from the wall in her kitchen, and she didn't want to get, I mean, everybody then had the handheld ones, and she still had hers stuck to the wall for the longest time. You had to stand up and lean against the wall if you wanted to talk. And she had that same dining room set that now everybody will die for. You know those, which ones I mean, the ones with the chrome and all that stuff. She had all 8 chairs. She had that till the day she died. She never changed that set. But it's funny, in other ways, she was very progressive, you know? She loved the latest in clothing, her shoes and her dress and her handbag had to match. If she got a new pair of shoes, she had to buy a purse with it. But forget the telephone and the washing machine. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. I got so far going here, I forgot what I was doing. Hey, this is gonna look cool, you guys. I'm glad you had the idea. See, if I hadn't kept talking, if you don't ask me questions, then I wouldn't. Well, when I do look up, see your questions, it kept me thinking, or else I probably wouldn't have done this. Oh, I hope I haven't missed one longer. You know how that happens. You go and you miss one, you have to undo them all. That's the only problem when you do this kind of a binding. Okay, so far so good. And if I'd missed it, I'm not looking up there. You guys are probably hollering at me. You missed one, you missed one, you missed one. And I was just talking with my husband about I was going to say, how did my husband and I get on this subject? But I remember I was talking to him about those reaction videos to the music I was mentioning earlier. And, and I'm thinking, how do they not know these people, even if it wasn't from their generation? Because turned out, in reflection, I had been exposed to lots of different types of music from lots of different eras when I was very young. And I guess not everybody, you know, is exposed to as much as I was. So I wasn't like I just knew one kind of music or music from one era or just contemporary for my time. I knew all kinds because my grandfather liked what he called cowboy music. So I was exposed, to all that because I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. And so I was exposed to a lot of that. My grandmother liked traditional Latin music of all kinds. So I was exposed to all of that. And then my uncle, who was still living at home at the time, he liked like Ella Fitzgerald and all the jazz type of that time and before. And then my father, he liked all the big band era music. So I was exposed to Jimmy Dorsey and all those people when I was a little kid. So I was exposed to like any kind of genre of music and any era. I had it in our home, which was kind of strange because no one in our family played an instrument. They were very musically inclined. Music was playing all the time. All the time, music was playing. Yet it was kind of strange that nobody played an instrument. and they had such an interest in such a variety of music. So when somebody says a name of somebody, I go, yeah, I've heard, yeah, I know who you're talking about. They're trying to explain to me. I go, no, I know. That was way before your time. I know, but I know who that is. I can name you their songs. Okay. And you bring up another genre. Yeah, I know. I know. I know that person. Yeah. Yep. 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 So I think that's why it tickles me even more when I see these people who have never been exposed to this music and how excited they get. I think it's fun. Yep. My mom, she liked Tom Jones too. Tom Jones is still around singing. He's one of the judges on The Voice over in England. Okay, ladies. Woohoo! Can't tie it too tight because once I start putting gluing stuff, it's going to get a little chunkier even. So we'll leave it kind of loose and then we'll change it up after we're all done with the gluing. Oops. Maybe that's a little too loose. And what I thought was kind of cool is that a lot of the music that my family liked, it was stuff before their time. I mean, it was old music for them. So it was like ancient music for me. That's why people were kind of surprised by some of the music I knew because it was old stuff. Even movies. People in my family loved old movies. Old for their time. And then we had a television station in Los Angeles because I grew up in Southern California. And we had a station out of Los Angeles that played in the morning, real early in the morning, old cartoons. And when I say old, I'm talking about like from the 20s and 30s. And this was the same artist that eventually ended up doing the cartoons for Walt Disney. So it had a lot of those little stick mice that eventually morphed in, to various characters, Mickey Mouse and other ones. And they were so funny. And I watched all those. I'm forgetting the name of those artists now. Anyway, and it was then they did all like the original Betty Boops and all that stuff. Look, guys. Is this going to be cool or what? Oh, I can't wait to work on it. Yay! Oh, and just yesterday, I found another piece of art that had been sent to me. Now, where did I put it? And I was wanting to say it needs to have a home. And even though this isn't Asian, it looks real delicate, like some of the Asian art, you know. And so it needed a home, so it's gonna have a new home in here, so I can look at it. It goes with all the colors. See how cool! Yay! It has a home now. I'm happy. I'm happy. All right. Well, a lot of craziness just to paint a couple of pages of paper. Don't you think? Don't you think? But yeah, I had this beautiful, those of you that are in my group and know what the Flowish journals are, I received a beautiful Flowish journal from Singapore. And so is that here? I think I have a lot of it. Whoops, where'd it go? And so I want to put a lot of those into, whoops, here we go. A lot of that into this journal because I just think it's so pretty. So a lot of the smaller pieces I'll be gluing into this book. Look how cute. I mean, there's just so much stuff. I mean, there's no way I'm going to put it in any one particular journal, but loads of stuff that I can put in there. Look how pretty. I think most of it is going to have to go in a gigantic journal. But like some of these papers, I can cut these down and put them in there. And then there's smaller things I can put in the journal. Oh, see, that would look really pretty in there. Oh, look at that. Look at these koi fish. Oh, isn't that going to look pretty against that blue? Look at that, people. Look at that. That's going to go in there somewhere for sure. Maybe one of these back here somewhere. Oh, I like the birdie better. Let's put the birdie better. Put that back there. Oh, so pretty. Do I dare cut that? I might have to. Put that in a journal. Yeah, adjacent tea. Oh, look at this. This is just cute. Look at this tea towel. That adorable. Oh, those have to go in there for sure. Oops. No, little candy. I'll have to eat the candy later. Oh, look at these, how pretty. Cute. I love doing these flowish journals and sending them and receiving them. Oh. We stopped doing them for the past couple of months because of the, you know, you have to get them weighed to mail them. And a lot of people, you know, obviously we're not going out and about. So we put a kibosh on those for a little while. Oh, these are all so pretty. I'm gonna have to do a bigger journal for all these pictures. Okay, here we go. Small stuff. I'm looking for small stuff. Oh, wow, look. These are stamps. These definitely are going to go in there. That'll go in there for sure. Oh, look at these. Am I going to have to put one on every page? Oh, how do I choose? Let's just put them over there because maybe it may have to be. This might have to be. And this will look good glued in there too. 2 more stamps. Oh, Asian washi. How cool is that? I gotta put some of those in there. Oh dear, I can't choose. Look at all this stuff. Oh well, but we'll start with what I've put over there and then we'll come back later. And I love these. Look at all these. You guys have seen these cutout things. The Chinese cutouts, right? I have some really big ones too. Can you imagine that on that blue? Let's go. Well, why do we have to imagine? Oh, let's use one of the ones we didn't put in there so I don't make a big mess. Oh, it gets lost. It's got a lot of blue in it, so it's going to have to go on a different color. It's going to have to go on black or white. Yeah, it'll have to go on white or, yeah, it can't even go on black because then you won't see the neck. It's got every color there. Oh well, we'll figure it out. It might just have to go on white. I'll have to put it on a little background. But anyway, are they, can't remember if they were the same. I think there was like 2 of each. Oh no, they're different. Oh, that's a different one. Hold on. Look at that. I think I need to do a whole series with these cutouts because I've got some other ones. And I have some coming. I found some other ones that are big, and I should be getting those any day. Look at that, how pretty. Oh my gosh. And these are well, in the old days, I don't know if these are, but it's an art. It's hand done. This isn't, you know, some die cutting machine. Oops, that one's gone. And then after it's cut, then it's painted. Oh, wow. Look at that tail. Oops. Now, these came from Singapore. Woo! Whoa. Because this whole thing came from Singapore. Oh, look at that tail. I got to figure out. I'm getting ideas. Yeah, I like looking at stuff over and over again because sometimes oh my gosh. I need to make a series of peacock journals, but Asia influenced peacock. Because when you think of peacock journals, you don't think necessarily of, you know what I mean? It kind of goes more like toward vintagey kind of look. But if you think Asian, and I got to figure out how to highlight these. And these would be on the cover. I got some from a few of them from a gentleman that vacationed in China. Oh my gosh, here's another one. That vacationed in China, and he was having a garage sale. Oops. Look at that beautiful crane. Well, at least this isn't watching paint dry, but it's just a slow. Oh, two of them. Look. Oh, wait. Oh. I'm afraid to breathe on them. What I wanted to highlight, look at the ripples in the water where the legs are crane. Isn't that beautiful? Good, my heater went off. It was blowing air, and I was afraid these things were going to take off. Flying cranes. The water lilies. I can't even, I can barely cut around a circle, let alone imagine doing something like this. And what the scissor must look like. Ooh, those colors are pretty. Oh, look at the moon or the sun, one or the other. Last one. Oh, look at his legs. Man, talent. Skill. No coffee for them. No espresso machine. No espresso machine for you. Oh, look how cool. I love this paper. Wrapping paper. Oh, more small things. See, that's what I need to glue in there. Small things. Oh, that's cool. Oh, look at those stickers. Oh, all those punch out. Perfect. I don't think this will fit in my journal. It was a little concertina if I didn't know any better, right? How cool is that? Okay, let's wrap this up. Oh, cute. So needless to say, and this is just one little thing that I have, and I have like about 2 boxes of cool stuff that I've accumulated. I will never, probably have enough room to put all this stuff, but I like to put it in something so I can sit and look at it in a book form as opposed to just, rummaging through all that. So these will have a home soon in here somewhere. They'll be happy about that. They'll see daylight more often. Anyway, so I'm sure you guys have some kind of a collection, no matter what it is. I'm sure you've got some, and I'm sure they're in a box somewhere. And I'm also sure that you have a lot of pages to books that you probably don't use because you probably gutted some books out to use the covers. And so there you go. You have all the makings for a unique collection of whatever it is you like to collect. And you can have pockets or not have pockets, you know. That is up to you. I just like some places to shove stuff in, you know. Anyway, you guys stop chatting. Yeah, it is a treasure trove, right? So much cool stuff. And you know, people like to send me little Asian like trinkets because they know I like it. So I get a nice little, you know, a nice little variety of different things. Jennifer's eating chocolate. Oh my goodness. All you guys talk about is food earlier. You got me hungry earlier. Did I make the pattern? No, I didn't do that. This was something I got a long time ago, and it was a I forget what you call them. Um, what are they called? Like if you buy wine or something and they used to have, you know, I guess they still do these bags you could put stuff in, except this one was fabric and it was Asian. It was these little things. And I've gotten a lot of use out of these. I've I've done so much with them. And I bought these like about maybe it's been about 3 years ago. They had them at the Dollar Tree is where I got them. And they had like 5 or 6 colors. I got one of each. And I've used them for a whole variety of things. And I don't think I have a full one left. Um, you know, the way it came. I've got pieces parts of some, but I don't have a whole one. So, oh, Kathleen, how cool is that? How cool is it not only that you have it, but that as 8-year-old, you actually had silk pajamas. I don't know very many people that had silk pajamas when they were 8 years old, let alone beautiful Japanese pajamas. Wow, that is cool. And so now I've gotten a couple of packages for my um, I put a call out if you have any magazines that have openings. And I say openings, let me show you some that just got sent to me by Anne. The one that, you know, really roughed up. I was looking through them. I took them out. Where did I put them? They're right over here somewhere. It's a miracle they didn't get damaged with such a horrible box. And then I got sent some with no card in it, no return address, so I don't know who to thank. But so I'm going to put together this journal. I'm collecting right now pictures that have any kind of an opening that leads to somewhere else. That's the best way I can explain it. It can be a door, it can be a gate, it can be a window. And here, look, it's an arch in this extravagant pool. Obviously, it's leading out. But, and here's some windows and some doors, archways, some more doors, windows, more windows. Look at those beautiful doors. That's so pretty. windows. Look at that. I like that architecture. And look at this. This is so cool. It's got these beautiful windows up here. And then this big opening, and it has like a pull down door. It's just, I just love architecture. That's all there is to it. Another cool window, more windows and doors, more windows. Look at that opening. Woohoo! Who wouldn't want that? Doors, not archway, but a doorway. I love all that molding from a different angle. Look at that. Oh, I just love that. So if you're ever rummaging through your magazines and you're harvesting, keep me in mind if you run across stuff like that. If it's not your thing, it's mine. Look how that door goes in a door, into the door, into another one. Oh, look at that. I love that arch. Look at that. How pretty. Another arch. Another doors. More doors. Now this is leading upstairs, and there's doors and there are windows. A little bit of everything. Doors leading into doors, into doors. I love that look. Never-ending doors. She's blocking the door. That's all I could say. More doors into doors. Archway. More archways. Oh, look at that. Archways. More windows. More windows. Windows, windows, windows. More windows. Oh, isn't that a dreamy tub? Ocean view. Look at those drapes. More windows. And look at that cool door. Anyway, all of this was in that envelope that got ran over several times. I don't know how these didn't get messed up, honestly. I don't know how they didn't get all messed up. Ooh, Eiffel Tower. Ocean. Oh, I love a bougainvillea. I wish I had. Anybody out there have a bougainvillea? Do you have a bougainvillea? I read somewhere that they're good in eco-dyeing. I'd love to get some leaves. I don't know if it was the leaves or the flowers, but I'd love to get a hold of some. I know you California people have them everywhere. Whoops, that doesn't go there. It goes over here. And then in this one, which I do not know who sent it. All I know is they live in Tennessee. That's all I know. Tennessee. Whoop. And look at these. Look at those arches. Oh, isn't that pretty? More arches. And look at those doors. Oh, so pretty. I think this was sent because I'm doing the blue and white. So I know it's somebody that knows everything that's going on that I'm doing. Gotta set that aside for that journal. Look at those doors. Look at the little doggy, how cute. And a little door to the potting shed. Oh, more windows there too. I love this. Look at that. I like when they're going into a garden. That is so pretty. And this one has marble around it. How lush is that? And arches. Oh, this is like my favorite. This is so dreamy. Oh, Susan, can you go back to your old house and go steal some of the leaves? Can you? Can you? Pretty windows. And see that arch in that garden? I love that. And look at this. Is that cool or what? And that's cool. The arch reflection in the mirror. That's pretty. And look. And doors. More windows and doors. Isn't that beautiful? Anyway, whoever sent that, thank you, and thank you. I love it. I love it all. Whoever you are. And I'm going to go put that blue in my blue pile. Oh man, I've been collecting some cool stuff for that blue stuff. I'm finding more stuff than I thought. I was getting kind of like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do to accentuate, you know, the printing that we're going to do with the cyanotype? But I've been finding goodies, so I'm not having a problem at all. It's going to be cool. So keep that in mind. Blue. Okay. Any questions? Good night, Jean. Thank you for you know, keeping us all company. I appreciate it. Oh, Anne. Anne's the one that gave me all that stuff. Where'd it go? Anne. I already showed you what they did to the envelope, right? You saw what happened to the envelope. That is so cool. And look what that little stinker already did. Look what she did. Is that clever or what? What do you think? Those are stamps that she made for the industrial kit. Is that cute or what? I guess I'm going to have to learn how to make those. She made them out of the foam stuff, you know, like we did the stuff when we did Frida. So it looks like she's got one, this one right here, and then she just repeats it. And then she's got a few other smaller ones. And then she's got one that's got a connector out to the middle. I don't know, but I'm jealous. She'll have to show us how she did it. She'll have to show us how she did that. Okay, ladies, it's way past my crackers, my peanut butter cracker time, way past. I should have had it like an hour ago, and my tea, but I was so into what we were doing that I actually missed the time completely. So, if you're able, please come back and join us tomorrow at 7 Central, and we will be working on our industrial kit together. And have fun. What can I say? It should be fun. And in the meanwhile, be looking at your stuff that you have stuffed in boxes and bags and envelopes, and you know you got a collection. Even if you don't know you have one, you do. Trust me. Because we go toward, you know, like things. So you've got a collection. You just may not know what it is yet. And consider making yourself, you know, an inexpensive journal with the stuff that you have, your books, some paint, and then start gluing inside of it. And there you go. I encourage you guys to do it. All right. Thank you so much for keeping me company and helping me, guide me through all this. Because if you weren't there, who knows what I would have ended up with. It wouldn't have been this. It would have been something totally different because I wouldn't have been able to talk out loud. And it's perfect. So thank you again. And I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Good night, everybody. Thanks again.